Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. On Fridays, we talk about the product owner role in Scrum. We talk about patterns and anti-patterns that relate to ours and the team's collaboration with the product owner. And we've also put together a course to help you navigate that relationship. There's 18 modules, nearly 8 hours of tools, techniques, videos, handouts, presentations you can use to help you and your team work better with your product owner. The course is available at bit.ly/coachyourPO. All lowercase, all one word, that's bit.ly/coachyourPO. And now, on to the show, the Product Owner Show. Hello everybody, welcome to our TGIF and Product Owner episode this week with Nikoletta Tátar. Hi Nikoletta, welcome back.
Hi Vasco, happy Friday.
Absolutely, happy Friday everybody. So on Fridays we talk Product Owner and we start with what might have been, potentially, the worst Product Owner anti-pattern you've ever worked with. So share that story with us, Nikoletta.
Oh God, it was a long time ago because I'm so fortunate of working with great product owners in the past years. But like when I started out, I had the misfortune to work with super undecisive product owners. The typical everything is a priority. Why? Because customer or somebody said so, and okay, but what's the order? I don't know, this and that, and deserting too. So I think my biggest pet peeve and like product owner anti-pattern is the undecisive product owner, or one who doesn't want to take responsibility or accountability of creating a priority.
Yeah, because of course making decisions also means potentially making mistakes, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So let's dive into that a little bit and share with us what is the impact that you saw when that happened on the team and perhaps, internal team relationships of the team with the product owner and stakeholders. Like, what were the impacts that you saw coming out of that product owner anti-pattern?
Well, the focus is lost. So you don't know what to work on. You create a lot of waste. Maybe things are started and not finished because you need to switch your context and start to work on something else because yesterday, one thing was a priority and then we change our mind and it's another thing. And it happens all the time. So it creates so much waste. Our product is not formed in a direction which would be what is the most valuable thing for our customers. It's shaped by chance or how it just happens. So we lose a lot of power that way.
Absolutely. In my own experience, I've seen a lot of conflict also emerge, especially when related to the priorities, specifically when the product owner isn't able to set the priorities, but everything is important and they're still very pushy, but they aren't able to accommodate the fact that there's limited capacity in the team, right? And of course, nobody can work 24 hours a day, but even if they could, there's always more stuff coming into the backlog anyway. So the ability to say no to things can then lead to conflict because the product owner ends up wanting everything and of course making promises to stakeholders and then translating that pressure onto the team. That's at least one of the consequences of that anti-pattern that I've seen. How about you, Nicola? Have you seen something like that happening in your teams?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And if the undecisiveness is combined with a personality of saying yes to everything that comes from maybe the customers, maybe stakeholders, it's like a way to lose your best team. is the way that people can't handle on the long term. It is the way to burn people out, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And we as Scrum Masters need to keep an eye alert and an ear open for that information, because the team will say quite early on if they are getting close to burnout, and team members will do that. I mean, people get a little bit edgy, conversations are harder, people talk less because they want to go back to their desks and type, not really develop products, just type, because eventually when there's too much to do, one starts to think that typing is the work to be done, obviously. That was definitely an anti-pattern I can relate to, and perhaps even feel too passionate about. But let's move on and talk about what might be, in fact, the opposite of this. So an example of a great product owner that you've worked with, Nikoletta.
So I worked with great product owners recently in the past years. So and I was thinking about what's the common thing that they do and why I think that they are really great product owners. And one thing is that they are very customer focused. They are passionate about their product and they want to deliver great products and value to their customers. They have the knowledge of what their customers need, but it's not just an idea. They are willing to put measures, tracking, metrics, and interviews, customer interviews, and they're willing to spend a lot of time understanding the customer needs. They all had an ability to scale back their ideas into manageable and deliverable chunks. So something that can be delivered frequently to test these grand ideas. So another worst thing that can happen is we work on something great for months that turns out that might not be that great for the customer. Also, the ability to listen, not just to the customers, but to the team. Listen to their concerns, listen to the risks they say we might have, listen to their estimations. I never ever met, heard, or worked with a team who would inflate estimations on purpose. In my experience, it's always the other way around. So the team has the wishful thinking that, oh, we can do this, complexity is not so high. So listen to the estimations and never ever tell them that something can be done more quickly. They just need to put in more work or yeah. So I think these are the great traits. They need to have a partner relationship with the team. And obviously they need to have the ability to have a great relationship with the stakeholders too.
Yeah, I especially like this concept of having a partner relationship with the team, because many of the things that you talked about regarding the product owner's own work, like understanding the customer and so on, they are very important. But when the partnership with the team fails, it's very hard to make those actually happen in practice.
Yeah.
So brilliant set of characteristics to look for, definitely. And of course, as we work with as Scrum Masters, we are there also to help them learn those characteristics, help them find the right books and the right conferences, and if need be, even help them do those things at first so that they may learn those. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, Nikoletta. Unfortunately, we're getting very close to the end, but before we do go, do share with us, where can we find out more about you and the work that you're doing?
Oh, well, sometimes I'm active on LinkedIn. I have my spurge when I need to write posts and need to share my my ideas about stuff. I'm also having public Work Together Anywhere workshops, which are focused on remote working and lots of ideas on how to do it right, how to have the teams now as Scrum Masters or Agile coaches. But it's not something that's specific to Agile. So anybody working from home or happen to find themselves in this situation for a long time or short, I would recommend the workshops.
Absolutely. And we'll put the link to Nikoletta's workshops on the show notes so that people can easily find those. And of course, the LinkedIn so that you can get in touch. Nikoletta, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your generosity with your time and your knowledge.
Thank you for inviting me, Vasco. And thank you for this experience and making me feel safe and comfortable talking to the camera.
One more week of the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is over, but there's a lot more we have to share. We have developed our own membership site where you find a community of active and engaged Scrum Masters. In this site, you get access to exclusive content and get to interact with us, your podcast hosts, as well as the best Scrum Masters in the world. Join us at scrummastertoolbox.com/podcast and keep this podcast free of advertising. See you next week for one more week full of Scrum Master tips and tricks. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.